This story about the future of the German automotive industry is also a story about how we shouldn't be too complacent with our own success and what happens when we become too comfortable to innovate. These problems may seem unique only to the German automotive industry, when in fact they are just as likely to be your problem or my problem. The story goes like this. In this video, the former Volkswagen CEO Matthias Müller and his colleagues were laughing at Tesla in a conference on stage only 3 years ago in 2017. This makes me realize how fast and how much the world is changing. Fast forward to September 3rd, 2020, Matthias Müller is no longer with the company. Herbert Diess, the current president and chairman of the VW Group, was very excited to welcome Elon Musk for a ride in VW's ID.3 in Germany. They later shared this video on Twitter, seemingly using it for PR and marketing. In merely 3 years, it's clear that Tesla is now the leader in the electric vehicle industry. A few days later, on September 22nd, 2020, Tesla had a battery day when they unveiled the latest improvements in batteries, making the batteries smaller, cheaper, and much more efficient. So much better that Tesla will be shipping affordable electric cars under $25,000 in just a few years. Making electric cars affordable for everyone has always been the hardest thing, and it looks like Tesla, once a laughingstock of the German automotive industry, may be a front-runner in this race after all. However, on September 25th, Volkswagen's current CMO Jochen Sankt-Piet still was quoted by the media that Tesla is just a niche brand for millionaires, which I can only interpret as a total misreading of the market. Besides this kind of attitude, the Germans also made other mistakes. The first mistake the German automakers made was thinking that Tesla was just another car company without actual car manufacturing experience, when in fact, Tesla is a technology company tackling multifaceted issues such as renewable energy, energy storage, transportation, infrastructure, charging stations, artificial intelligence, to name a few. Tesla cars are computers on wheels. They will not need expensive annual repairs when compared to traditional cars with many parts and combustion engines. As Tesla vertically integrates everything from R&D to manufacturing the chip and batteries themselves, they do not rely on third-party suppliers, and therefore they can move to the market much more quickly. This is not the case for German automotive makers. Now, the German automotive companies find it very difficult to juggle between having to allocate resources to produce traditional vehicles with combustion engines, as well as developing new electric vehicle models and perhaps autonomous driving all at the same time. Their past success has become a baggage and they cannot move fast. Many companies had chosen, therefore, to be conservative and focus only on the traditional combustion engines, such as Audi CEO Markus Duesmann. He still wants to massively invest in combustion engines because that's still a cash cow and makes the balance sheet looks nice. Although the margin is shrinking, it used to be 10%, and it's expected to only be 4% in 2020, and that's an estimate without Corona. Focusing on old technology will take Audi's focus away from developing new cars for tomorrow's consumers. It's not difficult to imagine Audi becoming an outdated brand because they are too focused on the past and they will miss out the future. The second mistake was made by the German government. Mutter, or Chancellor Merkel, had been overprotecting her children. Compared to other EU countries, Germany was not very proactive in building infrastructure or charging stations for electric vehicles. Today's electric vehicles, at least the more affordable models, can hardly go further than 80 to 100 miles, which is roughly about 120 to 160 kilometers. Germans love to hop in a car and drive for hundreds of kilometers for weekend trips, and they don't want to be stranded on the road. The adoption of electric vehicles is therefore low. Besides not having enough charging facilities in Germany, charging stations overall in Europe are very confusing with all kinds of plugs and standards. Actually, there's no standard and that's a big problem, but that's for another video. Germany and China have been great friends. They have a great partnership that they each benefited from until recently. The German brands enjoy a certain prestige in China, and German cars are very much sought after by the well-off Chinese middle class. They are hungry for anything luxurious and believe the best cars are German cars. Therefore, many did not notice the tides are changing in the market. First came the change of government policy. Beijing started telling people who want to buy cars with gasoline and diesel-based engines that they will need to win an auction in order to get new license plates. And the auction makes the license plates very expensive. The government does this as a way to deter people from buying traditional cars. Beijing made it much easier to buy electric cars and is not shy to hand out incentives. Beijing plans to ban all sales of cars with combustion engines by 2030. It's a very aggressive goal that's quickly approaching. Becoming too dependent on China is frankly everyone's problem now. But basically, Germany woke up from a long nap and realized that they are trapped in an impossible situation. Tesla is ahead of the game, the world's changing tides, and the most scary thing of all is that China, the largest automotive market, and who had been learning from the German engineering from the Germans, now produces very decent electric vehicles themselves too. On the top 10 most popular electric vehicle list in China, no German brand was found. I haven't even touched on how Corona has disrupted the global supply chain because you probably want me to shut my mouth now. Long story short, German auto brands were very cool, but now they found that they're not so hot anymore. But they're still kind of cute, so there is hope. I'm seeing the changing attitudes and the right conversations happening in Germany, so I do want to applaud Germany for being woke. From now on, blue pilled or red pill? Leave me a comment and let me know what you think.